Hey guys, welcome back from the break. The menagerie had an interaction with what they assume are three judges of the unformed maze that did not go hostile, did not turn to hostilities. It was more of a discussion and revealing to them that their deity, the Shepherd of Fate, had been answering some of the prayers and calls of the menagerie. Uh, the menagerie was then encircled in a sort of ritual with the three spectral entities that saying that their flesh does not belong here, they do not belong here, that they need to be gone and cleansed of this area, and they were ejected out of the maze through the same doorway that had been running away from them previously. Uh, as they did emerge through the darkness, which was the opposite as the previous time they had entered, where they were basked in that eerie green, blue, teal light. This time it was darkness, and the sense of time was lost as you were traveling through it, and you emerged back in the top of the mage tower. The trolls, well, we'll find out what they've been up to. But everyone here has felt something change about them. Uh, and as they are coming to, their turtle friend Rock continues to be hunched over, prone, seemingly having difficulties to gather himself. As you do emerge, now that you are taking in your atmosphere, or your environment around you, the portions of the unformed maze that you were standing on have blasted through here as well, and there is rubble and debris of the same stonework and parchments, and they are blistered and shattered and mute of color, and they have, like a cancer, been cut out from the unformed mage and thrown back into this portion of reality. Um, what do you guys do?
I'll help Rock up if he's
I
looking
will
like.
start. Like,
If Rock's like looks like he's having trouble getting up, well, since I feel so renewed,
Mm-hmm.
nah, not really.
Uh,
I'm just like, I'll help you up.
yeah, Yarcy, what's up?
I start ritual casting comprehend languages because I'm not going anywhere until I know what's on his back.
Okay. That might help. All right. So as you guys kind of blast through, Quinlac, we'll just say all of you are able to look around, and there are more trolls than are on the sheet presented. There are about 30 or so trolls that are now all come to some degree of consciousness, and Krenlak, in his broken common, will say, "Where we could not follow. You were gone. Were
For
you
how
gone?
long?
Yeah, how long were
Not
we gone?
not long. Enough time for some to start." And he points up, and you see some of the trolls have uh, climbed up, and they're starting to rip at the metal and whatever
Hey,
material is
good work.
available for them, and they're essentially stock. It's you see piles of, well, not the sinew weird tethery thing. They've been like ripping that into bits and throwing it in the pile with the zits. Um, but yeah, they've ripped what metal they can, and they are. You see some of them basically now just kind of like taking some of those large spikes, because even though Yarcy had collected a number of them, they are about a pound each. So I think Yarcy, maybe you could only realistically carry.
I adjusted my weight.
Okay. So about you have about a dozen or so. I don't know how many you have.
Actually, a total of 24.
24. Okay.
I put them as iron spikes, and then unless they're heavier than that, and just change.
No, that's fine. Yeah, that you can sort of orange
Are
spikes.
these the
They're
little
heavy.
screw things that were? Okay,
Yes. Yeah,
okay.
yeah. And keep in mind, like each troll had about 13 of different size in there, so there's plenty of them just scattered around. You see that the trolls, Krillak was like, we are, making do weapons, and you see they're taking metal and they're jamming the spikes into them and essentially making like spiked clubs out of what they have.
Dope. Nice.
Nice.
You look. Some of you. Is he okay? And he points to Rock, who's still
Yeah.
like, down, and Davis, you're trying to help him up.
How you doing, bud?
What just happened?
I mean,
Where are? And I look around a little, and
You have a brief flash of the other room that you were in.
Jesus, what?
What? You okay?
How are we here? Wait, what was that?
We
Did you
got
see
sent
that?
back. We got sent back. They did a thing. I don't know.
This is too much. This is too much, and I run and I hide in my little corner over here.
Okay. Are you gonna tuck in too?
And I tuck in, yes.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I feel pretty alright. It's still weird, but. Whoa, Al, you
What?
look different. What the hell is up with your eye and your face?
What? My face? Oh.
Like,
What?
where
I
did
gotta-
this
I'm
come
gonna
from? And
do,
like my
like,
hand
Alfred?
kind of brushes your cheek, and it's like, what the hell?
You have a rather reflective buckler, Al. Remember that.
Yeah, I do polish that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look at myself and I'm gonna be very confused.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
so-
start like feeling around myself to see if like I've got any weird shit that haven't noticed.
Same.
Davis, you don't notice anything, but Al, as Davis is talking to you, you realize that you can see his breath. And when he's holding his mouth closed, little bits of the like fog kind of curl up and creep out of the corners of his mouth, and it dissipates relatively quick.
I can see Davis's breath.
Yeah.
Oh.
But it's not cold in here, but you can see Davis's breath.
Are you cold, Davis?
No, I feel pretty okay. Like
Every time.
I always go like this, like you know me with the shirt off and stuff like that. You know.
But no, I mean, I can see your breath. Like,
Huh? And then I'll breathe
walk
out like
backwards
Yeah,
hard.
you see him too.
yeah.
Yep. So yeah, Davis, you
The hell? I'm gonna walk away. Like I'm gonna walk like to the other side of the room and see if I can still see it.
Yep.
What the hell is going on?
Everywhere you go. So yeah, Danny, your core has been chilled. When you breathe, it is visible, and when your mouth is closed, the vapors and mist kind of come out of the corners of your mouth and curl up.
Interesting.
The character, he's like a dragon now.
The most boring dragon. It didn't do anything.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, check it out. I'm smoking.
Yeah, exactly. I can do smoke rings. That's it.
I mean, performance check.
Okay, sure. Not bad.
Invisible smoke.
11, I think. No, 13.
You need
13.
practice. Yeah, you still need practice.
Yeah,
for
yeah.
that. But yeah, as you look around, yeah, you guys see some of the changes, some more subtle than others. Obviously, we don't know what Calisaur's is because we'll let Jesse figure that out. And then, yeah, Rock seems to be the most disturbed, and he just booked it. Did what?
Yeah, you probably want.
Success? What?
That's a good question. I think.
If the door's closed behind us, right? It's gone, or is it still there?
There's no because your daylight faded. You lost
Right.
connection with your spell when you went, so that the blackness. Sorry, I should technically delete it. Al, or I was saying Grant, as you're kind of looking around and you're kind of looking for the door, you do see that there is a scrolling that was on the ground where Rock had been. He seemed to have dropped it and left it behind.
Okay. I walk over and look at it without picking it up, just kind of standing over it.
Mm-hmm. So it looks like it's one of the scrolls that was from the scribery, it does appear in that weird state where it is like blistered, if that makes sense. Like your presence in there had affected the scroll, but now it looks. Actually, this is gonna sound really weird, but can you give me a
Is it
medicine
turning?
check?
Is it like breaking up?
No, it looks like it's stopped. Like as
I
it
don't want to touch it.
transitions.
I
Yeah.
kind of want to call one of the smart guys over to take a look at it.
Sure,
Davis gets as far away as possible.
Hey, Davis, look at my horns.
Yeah, Al, you're like feeling your horns, and they're like.
Dude, check this
tattoos.
out.
Nice.
Dude, they're
URC,
branching.
It's like really
wanna
weird to
take
look
a
at your face
this?
though.
I don't think
telling
Rock's
me.
in any mood to do any thinking. Maybe Al will take a look at this paper.
Give me 1 second. I'm trying to. Well, actually, can I talk when I'm ritual casting?
Like you can break it like briefly. You could be like,
I'll say.
Eyebrow Morse code.
I'll say casting comparing languages. I want to know what's on Rock's back.
Thumbs up.
I feel fine despite how I look, so I'll help out with the. Yeah. Let's go.
Okay. So you are picking up the scroll, or are you examining it? What are you doing with the scroll?
Yeah, examining, trying to
Okay.
read it.
Yep. Sure.
Kinda,
So
I just kneel down next to it. I'm not gonna touch it right away.
gotcha. So as you two kind of kneel down around it, you look at it. It's give me an investigation check, both of you.
Does it do the brain thing? Do I like? Does it beam the message into my brain?
Oh no, not like that.
Squint and stare at it.
Yeah. But, right, a nice. Oh, actually, not bad. So to answer your previous question, Grant, it seems to not be changing anymore. It doesn't seem to be blistering or weathering away or graying or anything like that. Al, you picked that up. That's just it has. Oh, Al is at disadvantage. I forgot. So, Grant is lower. Shit, I gotcha.
So
So,
better than me.
yeah. So Grant, like what you saw is essentially like I said. So it looks like it hasn't blistered or changed anymore. Al, what you're seeing is the same thing. It looks like it's one of the scrolls that may have come from the unformed maze, the scribery. It's not hissing. It's not popping. It seems to just be mute at this point.
Is there any writing on the side we can see?
You can see some silvering to the paper, maybe some detailing and some made more elegant.
Cool. And it's nothing I recognize.
It might have been like the scroll that you saw in the that the scriber gave you on the Mathshaw family tree.
Okay. And otherwise, I'd pull my rapier and just try to flip it.
You
See if there's
flip
anything
it.
on the side.
Yeah, you see more of the. You just see like as if it was be writing and everything. There's no stain or no damage to the carpet that it landed on, or the rugging or whatever it is. It just looks like it's a piece of paper that's rolled up and just has some elegant, filigree and all that onto it. But it is as if it was blistered and torched.
Al, it doesn't look like it's turning to dust. It's probably safe to pick up. When Grant reaches out and grabs the paper.
Okay, nothing. You pick it up. It's paper. It crinkles like paper, kind of like.
I unroll
so we
it
got
and
something
hand
at
it to
least.
him, I guess.
Okay. So as you unroll it, you do see it is that initial document that was presented, or not initial, but one of the documents that was presented to you by the little scriber. It has the decals and the decoration and the drawings of the jackal head that branches out, and you see the threads of fate going to different names and entities. And there's the Mathshaws. You see Casper Mathshaw. You see his family. And then now that you're actually looking at it and reading over it with some time, you see that as you continue to unscroll it, you only saw a portion of it, and you can roll it out further. And then there becomes essentially a list of the bloodline that has fallen, a list of the bloodline that has been, well, that was slain. And you see Casper's name on the list. You see other individuals with the Mashon name. And you two, if you wish, now that you're actually actively looking at it, you can give me another investigation check as you read, if you wish to continue reading.
Yeah, I do.
I think I did that wrong.
So 9, and then that's weird. It hid the D. That's weird. All right, so 17 and
I rolled 1 but dropped 1. That's what happened.
Oh, gotcha.
11.
So for you, and then Grant was a 17.
Yes.
Okay, Grant. Al, you're kind of just not seeing it. You're getting more distracted by the elegance in the the design of it, and the depictions of the family and the bloodline, and how whoever wrote this document took the time to make the threads look actually like silver threads, and they're tying and looping and knotting around different family members, and it's very obvious that these are the entities, the individuals that were received some sort of blessing or boon from the Shepherd of Fate. And you get kind of more distracted in that, and you're like, "Ooh, this is so cool! This is so pretty."
Man, this looks a work of art.
Yeah. Grant, you kind of push through and focus on further, and you're starting to see a list. And in this document, you're starting to see a section that refers to souls were woven together to create a weave seer to serve the aspects of order.
Weave Seer?
Yeah, weave seer.
Have I heard of that title or term before?
You can give me a religion check, and you are welcome to guidance yourself, because I would imagine you're preparing yourself for that.
Do I know that it's religious in nature? I guess I assume it is religious in nature. We got it from the maze. So.
Yeah. It's a document about religious boons and stuff like that to a family, so. Nice. 29 total. A weave seer per se, no. You've heard of the weave, which is essentially another one of the realms. There's the unformed maze, the ethereal, the Fey wilds, and then you've heard more recently, and then you heard it back in the maze when it was mentioned, and now you're kind of reflecting on some. There is another realm that is known as the Weave. The Weave is a realm where, when Rock was reading about what war is, the majority of the potential energy that is not harnessed when an entity dies most likely ends up in the Weave, because the Weave is known as the Weave of magic, essentially. It is a realm that is, you would know this, it is theorized that it is, and in some circles it's said that it's proven, is populated heavily by fiends, and they have like a monopoly over there because they've learned to shape the Weave to meet their will and to fuel their armies and, well, benefit themselves. And that is where it is surmised many of the fiends that are rumored to exist draw upon such immense power. The Weave itself is managed and under the domain and the watch of one of the because you rolled a 29, one of the deities known as the Astrolith. The Astrolith is one of the three neutral gods, the three true neutral deities of the pantheon, that amongst the things that it is responsible for, primarily it is magic. It is what determines magic and how magic comes to be in materia. As you are reading through this, you won't need to do any other checks because you rolled a 29. As you're reading through it and you're thinking about a weave seer, there is a section that says, excuse me, the Mathshaw bloodline fell, yet with a plea of the aspects of order, it was given purpose as the weave seer. Form grown and nurtured in the Feywild by the Wilden. Memories and farsight granted by the Mentor. Tethered to the magics of the weave by the Astrolith. The name given to this entity was Mathras.
Dun dun dun.
So the math show. Okay. And this is all written on the paper, or is this something that I read along some kind of?
No, this is you reading through the paper, and when it strikes you that you're reading it, you realize that it's not written in any language you understand. And that's the next
I'm
thing.
illiterate. That makes sense.
No, and that's the next thing. You all, I have to find out a name for this language, but you all now speak and understand a type of celestial that is Mortis speak. You know, the language of the dead. Maze chant. Oh, that's a good one.
Can't.
Shit.
Like thieves can't.
Yeah, Maze can't. I like that. Fuck. Yeah, well, AKA Maze can't. But yeah, it's
Sure.
Mortis.
Yeah, it's the colloquial name.
Yeah, it's Maze can't.
So I kind of tap Al on the shoulder, or I tap Al on the shoulder and say, "Can you read these letters? Can you read these words, Al? Am I hallucinating? These don't look like words I've ever seen before, but I'm pretty sure I'm understanding all this stuff."
Yeah, Al, you can. It's essentially like a form of block glyphs. But yeah, you can read it.
Yeah, I've never seen these before either, but I can. What the hell is this? Why can I read this?
Okay, so it's got some stuff about the math shaws, and there's this little section. It's like a poem. Sounds like one of those prophecies that we've seen. Is that Mothras? Am I seeing this right? Is that the frog dude? Frog. That's not how we're talk.
I really wish Jesse was here, but yes, I will read it as he's reading it. The little poem, your eyes fixate on it, and it again, Al. It says, "Form grown and nurtured in the Feywild by the Wilden, memories and foresight granted by the Mentor, tethered to the magics of the weave by the Astrolith, given the name Mothras."
Okay. So in case you don't know, I mean, this is all. The other parts are it's religious stuff. It's they're part of the pantheon. So Mothras is created by the divine. I don't even want to talk to Kalasor about this when we get a chance to.
Yeah.
We should definitely hold on to this, obviously.
We'll say for now that the transition from this plane to the next has kind of left Kalasor in a muted state. Like he seems to just be following you guys blindly, but there's nobody home right now. Just to make it a little bit easier on myself, because I want him to be able to react to this news, not me.
Yeah. The travel's a bit of shock to Cal, just like Rock. Maybe we need to. First things first. How are the trolls doing? I guess maybe we'll figure out this paper later. And he hands the thing to Al. If you want to hold on to it for now.
I can do that.
Let's get the hell out of here.
Yeah. So you will see.
Please, let's get out of here.
Yeah, so you guys will see that the trolls they're not done yet, but they have been arming themselves. They've ripped what metal and what other, like, I guess, usable stone they can, and they have been using the spikes to make clubs and spiked clubs and just some sort of weaponry. Uh, and it'll take them a little bit longer, where Yarsi will have time to finish his, comprehend languages. Uh, Rock is just in the corner where he was popping zits in his shell, and you can see that even from this distance, he's quivering and afraid.
So, Krenlak, we may not have much of a fight in front of us anymore. We think... I don't know what's happened, actually, but we just want to get out of here for now. We don't know if we're going to fight anybody.
Can we get out of here? And there were trolls, not downstairs, but we can show y'all how to get down. And there were trolls around the castle tower grounds for y'all to meet up, maybe.
Well, we want freedom. We will. We have to trust.
We're gonna help. We're gonna help. Somehow.
And you just hear the sounds of, like, them driving the spikes into the metal, and some of them are struggling.
Yeah, tear this shit out. Yeah, get rid of all this shit. Good. Yeah, take it. Make weapons. Good shit.
But we'll be ready to fight when it's time.
Yeah, same. And then I'm just gonna go fucking poke around the door. Where the door was.
Right. So as you poke through, go ahead and give me an investigation check.
Oh boy, my favorite.
Thank you.
That's a big old 4.
4.
I mean, it's 5 minus 1. So
Yeah. So as you kind of run your hand along the wall, it's not as solid as you would imagine.
Okay, I'll smack it. I'm just gonna.
Sure. Go ahead and give me a athletics check.
Sure. That's better. 25.
You give it a good smack, and you just see, like, it splinters.
Spider
and
crack.
Cracking. Yeah.
Cool. Keep going.
All right. What's everyone else while Davis is going at this for a moment? You guys have a little bit of time.
I poke my head out a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Am I still seeing flashes?
Not right now.
Okay, I will stand up out of my shell.
Mm-hmm.
Just kind of watch what's going on.
Okay. You see what I mentioned. So you see trolls arming themselves, Crittenlight kind of leading the trolls, getting them prepared. Davis is bashing against the
thunk.
Yeah, the pseudo wall that was put in place. The book is I think you guys placed it back on the statue. I can't even remember at this point.
Yeah, I think that's what this is supposed to and kind of.
Yeah. So the book is closed on the statue. The astro, what is it called?
Armillary.
Lord. Armillary. Thank you. I was gonna say astrolabe, and that's completely wrong. The armillary is still there. It is just hanging there on the railings. They have not damaged that piece, at least. They may have taken up some other pieces, but it is still there. And cordage. You actually now see that they did go to some of the cording, and it's only hanging on one side as they kind of ripped some of the cording, and that seems to be something that they've used to kind of tie their weaponry together. As the astrolabe just kind of like on the ground to the side. Yeah, I would say. What would you guys like to do? It's Davis. You're gonna make progress. It's just gonna take a little while.
Do I have 10 or a minute?
Ritual finished. You guys have easily a minute, if not more.
Okay. I want to put a silver breeze resin on my bow, just in case.
Sure.
Was expecting us at the other side of the door.
Okay.
And just like be really disturbed that I have 2 tongues. Still.
I don't know if anyone's seen that yet because you kind of kept it to yourself. Like,
No. Yep. I don't know. Okay, I just grew an extra body part. I'm not ready to share that with the group. Sorry about that.
No, you're good. Go ahead because Kalasor would be the inquisitive type. Can someone roll me an investigation check on
Yeah.
the armillery for Kalasor? He
Yeah,
would.
I got his sheet open. Ooh, that's 1 for a total of 3.
3, okay. The only thing that Kalasor will say, like, because he's still like in that kind of dazed state,
Yeah, that's true.
but he'll kind of walk by and he'll run his fingers along some of the metal that is on the that is very different. So like I mentioned, like it was wrapped around with different types of metals. There's like silvers and bronzes and platinums and golds, and then there's this other bit that is just like 5 or 6 rings that seem to be coordinated together. But it's of this like really almost like chalk-like metal. It's like matte and chalky. But yeah, you guys are able to do whatever you want. Barb, you're able to get your Silver Breeze resin. Davis, as you're thudding at it, a couple of the trolls will kind of, go over here and start helping you
Yeah,
bash at
I'll
it.
encourage him.
Yeah. And eventually, some more will come, and you'll probably have to step out of the way, and they'll start.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they'll assist. Yeah. All right. I'll do one more run through, and then eventually the door will crumble. So, Al, what are you doing? If anything.
Asked Cal to follow me. I wanted to check on Rock. We stopped by the armillery for that little bit. But otherwise, yeah, I'm just gonna make sure. Rock, you doing good? Looked a little shaken up after that. I think we all are, but you especially. How you doing?
Do my hands look weird to you?
Rock some peyote or something.
Might just be the lighting. They're a little less vibrant, but it could be lighting. Al looks up and around.
My hands look weird to me. Well, just stare at them. That's all you get out of me.
He's literally shell shocked.
Hey.
God.
I'll have a seat next to him. Hear him?
Okay. So yeah, I mean, you can see that he's still Rock. He looks like he's lost a bit of weight. If you look at his shell, you do see the glyphs in them. He is kind of shivering this entire time.
Do I notice anything different about Rock's face?
His entire color has just been like as if it had like a slight gray wash over it. Not anything severe, but just a little bit. His eyes might be a little bit like tired, like if he had like heavy bags under his eyes and all that, but no extra wrinkling or anything like that.
I'll offer him my buckler and say, I think it's the lighting, and you look tired. I'm sure you probably feel a bit worse than that, judging by how you. But here, if you want to take a look.
Oh, look. Would I notice my shell in it?
Well, the way that I imagine it, right? You have and you can correct me if this is wrong, but you have the Thermal Rider's cloak, which is kind of like pinned here, and then it unnaturally kind of goes over your shell and then drapes down and stretches magically beyond you. You have places for your scrying orb and your pot and all this, and your little knickknacks that you keep. Yeah. More of it, you would see your shell, but you would see the rim. You wouldn't necessarily see the shell itself of it. But when you do see your face, you look like Rock, and you do catch a reflection of your hands, and they're your turtle hands. They're there.
Okay. Yeah, I'll calm down a little, seeing my face is my face, and then I'll just kind of rub at my hands to see if I why they just seem a little different. And maybe I'm just cold. I'll just wrap my cloak around myself a little more and push the buckler away.
I think it's like remember me a few weeks back when I got kind of gray too. I think just a bit of rest and taking it easy for a while. Once we get out of here,
Hmm.
it'll be as good as new.
I'll when you say that, then I'll plop down into the corner, and just idly poke at some of the goo on the ground.
Okay. Yarsi, you have a clear vision of some of the glyphs because his cloak is in the way and stuff.
Is my ritual done?
Yeah, you would have finished it.
First off, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use persuasion with guidance, and I'm going to try to let Rock know what I'm going to do, but persuade him to allow me to do it, so he's not going to freak out. Trying to calm him down.
Okay. Now, Rock, if you want to contest it, you can do an insight. And then you can determine how you act based off of your roll. Otherwise, it's just up to Yarsi here.
What are you persuading me to do?
Let me look at what I see on your back.
What do you see on my back? And I'll try and
Well,
like.
if we're going to have a conversation, we need to roll.
Okay. Yeah, I'll roll.
Okay. You always give players the option to roll against each other if they want to.
Yeah. What am I rolling?
Insight.
I rolled a 16 plus 420.
Okay, go ahead and roll a persuasion. You know that
Nope.
You know that Yarsi is being genuine, at least. Like, you can read him. He's not trying to deceive you. He's not trying to trick you. He wants to see what's on your back.
I want to see what's on my back. What's on my back?
Well, Adam, there would be a little bit of worry in my voice because I don't know what it is.
That's true. Yeah, you would. Yeah, thank you. So,
Like
yeah,
distrust.
Trust, just worry that I'm worried about what it is, if it's going to hurt him or anyone else.
Yeah. So you kind of pick up on that in his, the tonnage and the delivery of his speech, Rock.
Yeah, as soon as he says there's something on my back, I'm like trying to look around and like kind of rolling around, like what is it? And, like,
I'm like,
Rock, if this helps at all, I'm just gonna stand there with the polished shield, like I don't know, use it like a mirror.
Yeah.
I'll position myself to look and kind of look over my shoulder and what is it? What happened to me? What has happened to me?
So yeah. You see on your shell is still there. It's fine. It's just there are deep inset glyphs that have been somehow carved or etched away or burned away in all the scaling and all the plating of your shells.
I reach back and touch it. Does it feel different other than like grooves? Like, does it hurt me?
No, it doesn't hurt. It feels like it's long healed.
I don't like it, guys. I don't know what happened. I don't like it, and I immediately sit back down, tuck in. I pull my cloak over my front where my head tucks in, and I'm gone.
What's he talking about?
Well, now you can take a look, Yarsi.
He's got a cloak over it though.
Well, you can move the cloak.
That's true.
No, I didn't put a cloak over my entire self. I literally bunched it in front of my face.
Oh, got it.
Like, it's quieter, it is dark, and it's just everything is too much.
Gotcha. So to give you like an inspiration, not exact because a shell is not spiky or anything, but what you see is essentially something akin to just fine detailed etchings, networking.
So it's like a henna tattoo. That's like etched into
You know
the
what? Yeah, that's actually a really good way to put it. It is almost like a henna tattoo. There are some visuals in there that are more obscure and difficult to make out. It almost it almost looks like that, or like a carved skull. Have you ever seen those
Yep.
where they like take animal skulls and carve detailing into it? It looks like they did that, or whatever has happened. That has happened to Rock's shell. Investigation. It's in a language that you surprisingly understand. At least parts of it are. It looks like so Yarsi, it looks like it is.
well, I would understand the language no matter what because I have comprehend languages.
No, I get you. It looks like a... How the best way do I put this? Reading over it and trying to understand it. Go ahead and just give me an Arcana check real quick. It'll just kind of help me figure out what you're...
I'll guidance myself.
Sure. You have time. So 18, 22. So we got a 20 investigation and a 22 Arcana. Okay. It looks akin to arcane mathematics, geographies, geometries. It looks like it is a complex detailing of some sort of magic that was woven together that... God, 22. Yeah, that may have been part of Rock's creation?
Okay,
Dun,
do I
dun, dun.
believe it's magical?
It can be used for magic.
So it's kind of like a scroll or something like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, like, when you're looking at this, what are you doing? Because I'm, like, wandering over because I heard y'all talking.
I'm just going over and I'm like going at different symbols. If Rock allows me to touch his shell, I'll kind of like look at them and trace them and,
Like,
you know,
trace your
just
finger
kind
along
of
it?
absorbing all the information.
I'm trying to block out the outside world, so
I will let
Touch
Rock
all you
know.
want, James.
I will let Rock know that for my initial investigation, it does not look like it is harmful.
Yeah. And Rock, as he's touching it or whatever at points, it does not hurt.
Yeah, it looks dope.
And if anybody has a piece of paper and some charcoal or whatever, I'll ask Rock if we can take a rubbing, and then I can show him what it looks like.
I mean, I have paper for sure. I don't know if let me see if I have any charcoal. Actually,
charcoal.
Rock has
No,
charcoal for sure.
components.
Charcoal is part of the Find Familiar, but also your component pouch would likely just carry some charcoal.
Yeah, I can give you.
Okay.
I'll give you a sheet of parchment.
So I'll get whatever I can the best way I can. If since Al and Davis are there, I'll say, can you hold this down
Oh,
flat
yeah.
so I can?
Is it okay,
then I'll
buddy?
get-
If I do this, hold this on your shell.
I pull my cloak in even more, and you guys just hear muttering. And you won't.
Yeah, it's probably fine.
I will try to get the best area I can that's flat but with the most information on it.
Okay. So luckily for you guys, Rock is more of a traditional terrapin shell where it's just round. You know, there might be a few little bulges and dips and all that, but no means spiky. You find one, it's, you know, the parchment he gives you is more of like a standard size parchment, so you're able to get a good rubbing of what you see. And yeah, you can present it to Rock if you wish. Again, it is a complex weaving of... Oh wait, you would actually know the schools of magic. Conjure. Let me make up. I don't want to lie to you.
Enter demon.
No.
Graviturgy.
Shush. Shush. It is...
Hey,
funny. So it is very much a pattern and intricacies of what you're gathering, and you're seeing more of the whole picture. But the rubbing, it is... And don't get freaked out when I say school of necromancy. It is, you know how in older editions necromancy was actually what all your healing spells came from. So it is of necromancy and conjuration and transmutation primarily.
So, Adam, I will let you know that I am not going to let anyone know right now that particular thing because I don't need people freaking out until we get out of this tower.
Yep, sounds good.
I will present.
There's just kind of a...
I will present it to Rock and say, "See, you understand magic. You can kind of see this has some kind of connection to something that's magical. It doesn't look harmful." Adam, what language is it in?
It's not in a language. That's the thing.
The language of magic.
It's formulaic. It's as like I guess Corbin kind of said it. It's mathematical. It is what you would see when someone takes concepts of the arcane and takes like old forms of draconic, old forms of just symbology, and they're used to represent concepts, ideas, kind of how like in modern day mathematics we use like to the n, something n, or to the power of, or that. So it's like ideas and concepts.
I'll let him know that this is kind of like arcanology. It's the study of magic, mathematical, scientific equations applied to magic.
And as you're kind of giving him this explanation, you finally hear this, and you hear like actually the sound of the wall, and then you hear the trolls start ripping through.
Yeah, I'm immediately go back over and help.
Okay.
And I keep trying to, let Rock know that yes, there is some physical changes, but it's still you, and there's nothing that I can see that's outwardly or evil or anything that came with you.
I'm curious about the drawing, so I'll kind of lift the cloak up a little and poke my head out and snatch the drawing. And do I recognize the schools of magic from the drawing?
Your Arcana is high, passive is high enough. Yeah, you would understand. Well, no. So it's kind of weird. So you would understand that what you're seeing is a portion of this, right? Your shell is huge. They got like a parchment size. You're seeing like broken rings, and you're seeing glyphs, and essentially, as Danny said, kind of like a henna style mathematical equation. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. It is. And it is like when science meets art, in a sense, in like modern day. It's kind of like that.
I'll stare at it for a bit and just kind of mutter to myself, "Did anyone else have visions when we got back here?"
Nope.
I will ask Al, Kalasar, and Grant if they'll talk to me for a second.
Hey, what's going on?
Before I head over to the powwow, I tell Rock, I don't have any visions, but I feel, part of me feels like I'm still in the maze. I'm still standing on that platform. Maybe it's odd. Don't worry, Rock. It was a very interesting experience. We'll be okay. Head over to Al and ERC.
Right. The trolls are starting to like kind of march and get to the doorway. Real quick before you guys speak, since Davis, you're there and you look out, you are at that section of the stairs where you were where you originally stepped in. It's just the tower, the central column has like opened into like a door. And
so we're like down on the ground floor?
You're back at what you guys consider the ground floor, yeah.
So they're still going down?
There are still stairs going down.
Okay.
Kalasar would be with us as well. I know who's running him.
Mm-hmm.
Adam is...
I'm here. I'm running him for the RP side.
I'm just doing all the rolls and shit.
Okay. So I'll let these guys know, said, hey, I've never seen anything like this before. It's not magic per se. And I'm trying to be quiet, so
sure.
I don't want to
stealth.
I don't want to freak him out.
Yeah, go ahead and give me a stealth.
Okay, I'll do stealth with guidance.
Sure. Okay. Yeah, you beat his. I would say he's at disadvantage because he's distracted, so -5. Even with it, you beat his passive. You're fine. He can't hear you.
Okay.
Or make out what you're saying.
Okay, I'll say it's some kind of mathematical science evaluation analysis, something of magic. I do know that it's based in necromancy. Necromancy is not necessarily bad. I myself can benefit from getting life from necromancy without hurting others. I can do other things with it, so it's not necessarily evil, but I don't want to. I have an idea of what may have happened, but I don't want to announce it yet because I'm not 100% sure. I'm hoping that it wasn't like a drain life or essence or soul type thing because he lost weight, he's pale, and it's necromantic. So we need to keep an eye on him. Do you guys have any suggestions, any knowledge about this?
I don't have any,
So,
but anything I can do to help help with the studying,
Yeah.
help to determine.
is
what
it
he can-
something, yeah, that's like time sensitive? Like we need to get back to town sooner rather than later to get like a more expert person to check on it?
I don't know. To keep an eye on him. Or is that Marb?
Yeah, that was Marby. But
Yeah.
Marb has maybe a high enough passive perception. Let me see.
He's screaming across the room.
Yeah, guys in the back.
Yeah, I can
No,
tell you that it's necromancy. Oh shit,
No,
sorry,
no,
Rock.
unfortunately, no. I'm sorry, Marb.
Yeah, my best friend
unfortunately-
growing up, he was a necromancer too.
Yeah, sorry. No, unfortunately, Marb, you don't hear this. Your passive
Oh.
isn't high enough.
It may have some kind of magical properties or abilities. So if you can, one of you guys, I don't have it, detect magic or identify or anything like that, you may want to see if you can glean something from that. I'm not sure.
I'm not really a magic scholar, but I'll keep an eye on Rock. Just stay close to him at least.
Yeah, he seems like a very gentle soul, so I feel bad for keeping this from him, but I don't want to freak him out more than he's already freaked out.
Well,
I can
he's young. This is one of his first real adventures, honestly. So, well, not so much anymore. He's grown a lot in the couple months we've been together. But yeah, I'll keep an eye on him.
I can take care of the detect magic thing, but I'm not sure how much magic he normally emanates. He seems pretty smart about that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I don't have the spell, so I don't know how it works.
Easy peasy. Like trying to sneak it too.
And we'll await Cal's entry next session.
Yeah, right. Sorry. But Cal would just kind of be
I would
nodding.
suggest that we murder Rock on the spot.
Shifts into a giant constrictor snake and just starts squeezing.
That's all I got for that. I don't want to be too obvious and Rock start freaking out more. So
Yeah. All
No
right.
problem.
So yeah, as you had this
Expert point
discussion,
constantly.
Davis and Marb, you have seen the trolls starting to funnel out, and they are entering the space that was between the pillar and the shattered, destroyed Temple of Fate, essentially. The observatory room.
Yeah, I'll actually like kind of point the way that we came. Be like, yeah, just keep going. You'll find the main entrance that way. Like I'm staying in the room, but kind of guiding them.
They're kind of flooding out and making. They are making quite a bit of noise. So can.
Still need to tear this tower down or something, or purify it.
So
Well, he
can
didn't say that to
y'all-
me, so I'm letting him out.
Yep. Can whoever wants to, can you roll me a d20, please? As these guys are
lucky tonight.
flooding out, making noise.
There, I roll a button in here. Beep.
8. Okay. So yeah, Davis, as you're observing and watching and seeing the trolls start to flood out, you know, they're anxious, they're angry, they are wielding makeshift weaponry and the such, and they have gotten some of the attention of just the wandering undead, and you just see them start smashing,
Beating the
essentially.
shit out of him.
Yeah. It's 30 trolls.
I'm
all
not too
released
worried
all at
about the
once.
trolls, let's put it that way.
Yes. Yeah. You see that they're just. What?
Yeah, watch
the
out for the.
spray-
Never mind, you got it.
Yeah, the stray zombie, the small pack of ghoul, all this is just getting plowed over.
Do they eat those?
No,
Okay,
they're disgusting. Ugh.
just checking.
They didn't like the pieces back upstairs.
Hey, whatever you do, don't if you find a
Don't blame
sloth, don't eat it. The sloths are sacred.
We are in a peace agreement with the sloth. They will not harm us.
They're protected under law. You can't do that.
That's right. They are they're honorary members of the menagerie. We are the ones who freed you guys, so you are bound to keep them safe.
Yeah, as you're saying this, they're ripping through, and it's starting to echo through. Like you're hearing like boisterous roars from these trolls, just and you're hearing thuds, and you're even hearing like like the sounds of combat breaking out and sprawling through. It starts to echo through, and it starts to carry into your chamber where you guys are standing in, and it's starting to just kind of echo through. So what would you guys like to do? Because everyone is starting to hear this.
I'm glad they're on our side so far.
Yeah, you ready to go? Well, there's one more way to go, guys. We still have the downstairs.
Calusor will pipe up at that point and say, "Yeah, I had a feeling maybe downstairs was the right direction to begin with."
Uh,
I mean,
Do
we might want to
we-
rest or something, but it's like dawn, so.
But y'all started your day. Oh, I mean, keep in mind you're kind of. Sorry, Angie, you had the robot going. What's up? We'll wait for Angie's response. Trying to make sure I got everybody's conditions right. Oh yeah, Marb is nuclear. That's right.
Yeah, what was that about?
He can't benefit from
Oh, Yarcy's thing.
Yarthy's, yeah,
yeah.
resurrection thingy. I think I got everybody's symbols right now. Go ahead, Grant. What were you saying? Or you can type it out if you need to.
Oh, there you go.
Still got to deal with the blue light. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's could be down, could be the way up. I don't know.
You are seeing, especially who's in the doorway. So yeah, Marb and Davis. It is. I guess it's still like some of the light is actually coming through right at this point, where it's kind of breaking through the ceiling because you started at one, did this. Yeah, so you see like natural daylight kind of coming through where there's broken portions in the ceiling and all that, and you're starting to see that there is more to this section of the temple than you realize, and some of the trolls are spreading out and they're going to like a couple other rooms as well. And then of course behind you can see some of them like seem to probably like have caught the light and see the light about a few hundred feet down the corridor to get out of this place. But there's a large commotion. Like you're just essentially hearing the sounds of battle outside.
Did our dawn items recharge?
Your items recharge when you entered the
Right.
the unformed maze.
Sorry.
And I believe that's you rolled warlock. So
Okay.
yep. And Calsor rolled a 3 on his crystal. So I can see Adam moving.
Yeah, I guess he couldn't hear us. If you can hear us, Angie, let us know.
Oh. We might take a break if he's having a couple audio issues. Let's see. Angie!
Baka?
Baka? Yeah. Alright, yeah. So I will say real quick, as you guys are bashing through or hearing the trolls start bashing, the echoing of makeshift weaponed and meaty fist and claw against undead creatures. You do hear some of the trolls start to cry out, both of berserk lust for battle and pain because they are being mauled and cut through, but they seem to be, enough time has passed where their natural regenerative properties are kicking in, and it sounds like a bloody mess outside, and it's echoing through. And we'll pick up with you guys at the doorway, essentially.